repairman's certificate from the military, oftentimes that will transfer over to the civilian world. You'd have to check with the FAA on that, but I believe that that will transfer over. So you have to be at least 18 years old. You have to be able to speak and read English. You have to be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, and you have to demonstrate the requisite skill to determine whether ELSA or LSA is in a condition for safe flight. In other words, we check our airplanes just like you do as a private pilot. You're going to want to go ahead and make sure that that plane is ready to fly each time. And on that card it has the course requirements for getting that maintenance rating. And like it says, no rating is required to perform maintenance on experimental light sport airworthiness certificates. So if you're in that ELSA category, then you're automatically considered the aircraft's repairman. And the Experimental Aircraft Association has been around for a long time, since the 50s. And it's a great organization of folks that want to build their own aircraft. And if you haven't been to Oshkosh, Wisconsin during the EAA fly-in, which usually happens at the end of July, it's something you should consider going and looking at. But then be prepared if you're going to want to go ahead and get your own airplane. And yeah, you can get in. You know, they start booking ahead of time, but Real and I, when we go, we usually stay in Fond du Lac or one of the outlying cities about 30 miles away, and that those rooms are usually available with no problem, even up to the last minute. But it's a good idea to go ahead and plan that trip, you know, about 3 to 4 months ahead. And if you're a vendor, then you have to start working with them back in early November. You can camp at Camp Schroeder there. That books up pretty fast also, but and only if you like to camp. They have food available there and entertainment that goes on through the evening. So, and I've stayed in Camp Schroeder twice now, although it's not my preference, just because of my physical limitations, but it's all very enjoyable. Okay, so we kind of talked about the light sport, a couple of changes coming up. They're going to change the altitude that you can fly at. This is coming up. The NRPM is out already, and the final rulemaking should be sometime in late April. One of the requirements that was that you had to be, you couldn't fly any higher than 10,000 feet MSL. Well, if you're going through the Rockies, that can be a problem, because there are numerous peaks, including Pikes Peak, that are higher than 10,000 feet. So you're not going to be able to cross over those areas at a safe altitude. So the proposed rulemaking is that they make that 10,000 feet AGL, or above ground level, so you can fly a safe altitude over those peaks. Now, sometimes your aircraft won't go that high. Typically, it's about, you want to be about 2,000 to 3,000 over the peak of the highest mountain. Who's not getting voice?